Warning, the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
What the fuck is up, everyone? Welcome to episode Who Knows of the See It podcast. That's right, this is one of those filler podcasts where we just ask questions to one another until we find a good answer.
Or if we don't, that's fine.
Or if we don't, that's fine as well. This is your number one stop for movie and TV show news, discussions, and opinions. I am one of your hosts, Andrew Ormsby. Joining me today, we have...
Shelby.
Hello!
And the sensual Zach Chadwick.
Hello!
And the slightly downtrodden and hungry Brian.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, this is just a filler podcast. We're going to jump right into it where we just ask each other questions. The first question up. What actor with a bad reputation do you actually think is good? Brian. We're going to go counterclockwise like we did last
I'm
time.
actually excited for this answer from everyone because
All right. So
I think mine's the best one.
I've been defending. Okay, my answer is Ryan Reynolds,
I love Ryan Reynolds.
who I've been defending for a long time, and virtually everyone rips me in half anytime I do it. But did anyone see Buried? Because he was
Apparently
so
it's
good.
great. Have
was
you ever
so
seen
good.
Ryan Reynolds
Chaos
is
Theory?
hot.
No.
Oh, it's great. He's like this
Ryan
guy
Reynolds so
who
hot right
keeps
now.
to a schedule,
Yeah, he is.
and his schedule gets fucked up just a little bit, and his whole day goes to hell.
That's
It's
awesome.
Great.
I will
great.
watch that. Also, Adventureland. He plays like an
That
aging
movie's
creep.
fucking awesome.
The Green Lantern? Anybody?
Pass.
What?
Adventureland's great.
I
I didn't like Green
I
Um,
loved it, but I also am not a comic book reader.
I could watch Adventureland every day.
I'm glad you
could
like
too.
Buried. I'm glad
Yeah, that
somebody
movie's
else...
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're buried.
All right.
All right, so in the same vein as Brian, I've defended both of these actors because they go hand in hand. And every time I do, people think I'm the dumbest person on earth. These people suck. Yes, Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. I will defend them
I have also defended them before.
until the end of my days.
Kristen
and here's
Stewart's
the reason why.
so dumb.
No.
Adventureland.
Adventureland.
We'll just use that for everything.
No, in all seriousness, you get both of them away from the terrible black hole that is Twilight,
Wow.
and they're very good. Water for Elephants, The Rover. She was in a movie called Speak when she was like 13.
That's the movie I'm talking
Great
about. She
movie.
sucks. No,
Oh,
it's not.
shut
She
your
has
face.
no expression.
She's in this new movie where she's
Nothing.
MP
Her
at
face
Guantanamo Bay.
sucks.
You know what? You just hate her because she's beautiful.
She's
That's all.
not beautiful, and she has no
Not the
facial
best.
expressions in
I
any
like her a
movie she's
lot.
ever in.
I will totally defend her forever.
She has no inflections in her voice. She has no inflections in
She
her
was great
face.
in Snow White and the Huntsman.
I saw her naked
I
recently.
I actually
She
did
was-
like that movie
What?
a lot.
Stupid
Yeah.
in that movie.
What was that movie? On the Road? It's like a Jack Kerouac book made into a movie.
No,
or
Into the
something?
Wild.
Robert
No.
Pattinson, I will
Recently,
admit,
like this past
Oh,
year.
well, she
that
was in
he
Into the
can
Wild,
do all
too.
right.
Yeah.
I wish he would have stayed dead in
What?
Harry Potter.
No,
but
I
Water
don't-
for
was
Elephants
she?
is great.
Yeah. Remember
Who was
whenever
she?
they go to the trailer park
Kristen
and he meets
Stewart.
that
Oh, yeah,
young
yeah.
girl?
I
That's
like
her.
You're
a
right.
lot. Oh, and Into the Wild. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
She's great in that movie.
She actually is really good in that movie.
I really wish she'd just face plant.
You just hate her.
She's
She's
shit.
fine.
Shelby, you have to say Jesse Eisenberg so I can bring up Adventureland again.
No, I actually really
Bill
love
Hader?
him. I love him, and
I
he's not a
fucking
bad.
love this
Bill
movie.
Hader's also a good actor, but no, that wasn't my choice. My choice is Nicolas Cage. So fuck all.
Yeah!
Oh my god, somebody said it.
I knew
What in the
somebody-
name of Zeus's butthole? He says that.
I
and,
love Nicolas Cage.
Like I was
I
telling
do too.
Brian,
He's the
I
best.
saw Left Behind, and
Oh, man.
it is a movie.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Oh, this
I love
is- this is
Season of the
amazing.
Witch.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Ron Perlman.
I love Ron Perlman so much, and I wish Clay wouldn't have been a bad guy. Oh my god.
You know, originally he wasn't even in the show.
No, and now he's not in the show again, and I'm sad.
In Season
Wait,
of the
wait.
Witch,
Did you just spoil
Did
something?
you spoil?
I
some
wasn't
shit?
paying attention, so that's good.
All right.
Because
I heard talk of that show and just
Oh
zoned
yeah,
out.
Andrew hasn't seen last season.
It's not in the last season. It's in like 3
Don't.
seasons
Okay,
ago.
just stop. I'm just gonna.
Where are
Put it-
you in the show?
I haven't seen the last season at all.
It's not in the last season.
I haven't seen
It's in
an
last
episode.
season. This past.
Stop talking. Okay,
It's not in the
go back to
season,
Nicolas
it's in the
Cage.
season.
Nick-
Yes,
Nicolas
always
Cage,
that's
go
the
for it.
answer.
Yes, always. That is the
Oh,
answer.
in
Go back to
Season of the
Nicolas
Great.
Witch, Can we talk about how in Season of the Witch, Ron Perlman could not give a fuck? Like, I mean, from the intro scene, he's just like, "Yep, give me my paycheck." You
And
can
then the
tell the
ending
whole
scene,
time.
he,
Ron Perlman's
doesn't give
awful.
a shit when he,
All right.
So
kicks it.
my actor that I chose that everybody gives a bad rep is Colin Farrell.
Nobody gives him a bad
Yeah,
rep.
they
He
do.
is
Kidding
a
me.
great actor.
Okay, you go back to like
He's in mostly awful movies, is the
American
thing.
Outlaw.
He was in,
In
fucking
Bruges.
no, In
Daredevil.
Bruges is amazing, but he was
I
in
know
like
it's amazing.
Phone Booth. I like Phone
Daredevil.
Booth, but a lot
Phone
of
Booth
people
was
They
didn't.
liked it
awesome.
okay.
I've
The
never heard
Recruit,
anybody
that was
say
Daredevil.
anything bad about him.
He was in
Daredevil was great.
I'm getting ready to talk
How
about
did you
Daredevil.
get on this podcast?
You're the only person on earth I've ever heard say that
I
Daredevil was
don't.
amazing.
The only time that I watch or know about superheroes is the movies that come out.
Same here.
So I don't know what it's supposed to be. All I know is that I like it the way
I
it is.
didn't like it. Just I don't know nothing about.
Shelby has
Daredevil.
openly
I liked
defended my
Daredevil.
2 movies that I wrote down for the next question.
All right, so he was also
I
in
love
Alexander and SWAT, 2 terrible
I thought
movies.
Alexander was fine.
But he was in a lot of really good movies like Crazy Heart, Seven
London Boulevard.
Psychopaths, In Bruges.
London Boulevard.
Minority
7 Psychopaths
Report.
was underratedly funny, by the way.
What was?
7 Psychopaths.
It's one of the funniest movies I
Pretty funny.
saw that year. Probably the funniest movie I saw that year. All right, so the next question up. What is the worst superhero movie? Brian.
Okay, I'm going to just say everything Shelby just said was awesome. But seriously, it's what I had. Daredevil and Green Lantern.
Yeah, they're
Those
up
are
there.
literally
I
the ones
hate
I had
you.
written down.
Okay, those were my choice until I saw this other one that I have written down.
I wonder if we have the same one.
All right, let's find out.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
God damn it!
Damn it, I forgot about that.
that movie was a heaping pile of dog
I
shit.
hated that movie.
I hate you guys.
I remember when the previews came out, like, man, this movie looks like it's gonna kick ass, and it was nothing
You
but a giant
suck.
dump.
Okay, it was the worst movie, but since you chose that one, I have another one on hand I'll use. Shelby, what do you have?
The Batman movie with Uma Thurman as Ivy and Arnold
Batman and
Schwarzenegger
Robin.
as Mr.
Oh,
Freeze.
that's
man.
fantastic.
I didn't
Mr.
like it at all.
I also hated that movie.
Yeah,
I hate every
that's
movie,
great.
apparently.
Yeah.
That's lately. The
I will
can't
go.
believe that you guys
I will
don't
go
like
with
Green Lantern.
X-Men: The Last Stand, X-Men 3.
Oh,
Also
you
not
all
very- not
suck.
great.
I thought X-Men 3
I-
wasn't that great, but
I
it was
love
better
all of
than
the X-Men
Origins.
movies.
Oh, it was way better than Origins.
I
but
love
you
every
all
single
chose
X-Men movie.
movies that were worse, and that's just the next in line. So the next question up: what is a movie you expect to hate but actually liked? Brian.
There's so many of these, but the first one that came to mind was Atonement. So
That's a terrible movie.
I loved it.
It's pretty
And
good.
I
You're
started to
awful.
watch it, and I was like, first off, if people have British accents, because I am literally like the lowest common denominator piece of shit, I'm immediately like, oh god, I have to listen to this for like 2 hours. So they start. I'm assuming they're just going to sit around and talk about tea or whatever, and then it turns into like this really weird, intriguing, unraveling mystery thing, and I would, found myself like really drawn to it.
ending was terrible.
I liked it.
That's because you don't have a soul. It was not a great love
I'm
story.
not debating that.
It was
It
a
was
love story.
heartwarming love story.
It was a great love story that was fantasized. The sister faked it all.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was awesome.
No, that was terrible.
spoiler, I was going to watch that later.
Realizing what
Um,
really happened.
All right.
I have
awful.
two.
It was
You
very
have two.
clever.
I have two. The first one is fantastic. I watched it last week, and I couldn't believe how much I liked it. Frozen. Fucking hilarious.
good.
Oh god,
So
again.
good.
I thought
Oh,
we were
I
done with this movie.
loved it.
I love you.
Okay,
Zach.
but in for all
Yes.
realness, there's a movie called The Station Agent with Peter Dinklage and some other fucking people that I can't remember. He's the only one I can remember offhand. But he plays this little this dwarf.
Yeah.
He plays this dwarf who runs this like train model store with this old black guy, and the old black guy dies, and it's all about him like trying to have his own life, and he's by himself. And anyway, it's a great movie. It's on Netflix. Watch it.
Zach's descriptions of the characters too. There's this dwarf and this black guy.
That's all I got, man.
Completely politically incorrect. That's great.
Shelby.
Twilight's Breaking Dawn. I really hated the first three movies.
Which one is that?
That's the fourth.
You liked it,
I liked
and you
the
give me
last
shit
one.
for liking
No,
Kristen Stewart.
The first.
And
the
Robert
thing is,
Pattinson.
I hate both of those actors. I really do. I wish Robert Pattinson would have died and
You know
Harry
what?
Potter
You
and
know what
stayed
Twilight is? It's
The
a
wolf kid
heartwarming
can't
love
act
story.
at all. I don't
It's a
remember his
heartwarming
name.
love story.
The wolf kid.
Oh, I love him.
But he can't act at all.
He sucks.
No, he can't. He's good
He
in
couldn't
Shark Boy
act
and
his
Lava Girl.
He couldn't act his way out of a
What?
paper
And he's
bag.
good.
Nobody
Grown
has
Ups
ever
too. What are
said
you
that
talking
sentence
about?
in their entire life. Nobody has ever said he was good in Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl was
Oh my
great,
god, this is amazing.
and
Oh my god.
not to mention, he's also really good in Grown Ups too. He's really good at being a douchebag college kid. So
That's probably not acting.
you. I bet Taylor Lautner is a really
That's
nice,
amazing.
funny guy who's hot.
Yeah, most
But
people that
anyways-
look like that are really nice. It's true.
So a movie
Well, you would know, right?
Yeah.
the movie I expected to hate, but I actually did like, was Apocalypto.
Damn,
Because-
I thought you were gonna say Frozen.
No. No, because, the whole Mel Gibson going crazy, I
Yeah.
just thought anything that guy did would just
I
be
need to see
insane.
this movie.
But Apocalypto was fucking good.
I've wanted to see it.
Oh my God,
I'm just saying, I've put it off
Yeah.
because of.
It's brutally messed up. Like,
I need to
if
watch
it's
it.
any notion, like anything close to what the Mayans did to people, it's messed up. But it's such a good movie.
Real
Andrew?
quick,
Do you have blood on your sock?
No, it's a hole.
Oh, okay.
Real
It looks
quick.
like a blood stain.
can we go to the best ending question? Because I really need to leave and I want to do that one. Before I
Okay,
go.
that was
The next one, not the TV comedy, but
Okay,
the one after
what is
that.
the best ending to a movie ever? I have 10 movies written down. In case you guys chose ones that I
Yeah.
chose, I'm just going to mark them off. So, Brian, go
I've got
ahead.
the
This
best
is why I don't ever have to do that. I always go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, suck it. Anyway, there are so many possibilities, but I went with the simplicity of just choosing 7 because
Yep, marking it
Oh,
off.
that's a great movie.
it's such a great ending. And there was not a shark in the box.
There was not a shark in the box.
So
Or something. There was
or
something.
something.
There was something.
There
in the
was
box.
something.
What was in the box?
I really, really love this question because movies follow a formula when they end. To
Yeah,
me,
they do.
You don't ever see movies do something different except the Desolation of Smog and the way it ended,
Still
where
have
my
not
God.
watched it.
where
good.
where it ended, and the dragon wakes up and he's like, and he goes towards the town. He's like, I'm gonna burn them all, and it just ends on a cliffhanger. Nobody does that ever, and it's perfect because it couldn't have ended any better. It's how I wish season 3 of Game of Thrones when it ended,
Yeah.
where Roose Bolton walks up to Rob and says the Lannisters send their regards, and it just goes black. That would have been the best ending ever.
There are so many cliffhangers. What are you talking about?
No, movies don't
Yeah.
end. Movies don't end like that. They
I'm
don't
gonna-
just end without completing in some way.
I'm gonna go.
I mean,
home
even-
and
even
start
the-
making a list.
Even the terrible
Of
Matrix
cliffhanger
2,
endings.
even the terrible Matrix 2 had a definitive ending.
Ironically, the movie Cliffhanger did not have a cliffhanger ending.
Exactly.
It wrapped up fairly well.
All right. Well, I'm making a list when I get home.
All right, Shelby,
That's
what do you
fine.
choose? Best ending ever?
Dirty Dancing.
Oh my god.
That's
That
actually
is a
good
great
ending.
ending.
I'm not gonna lie.
The last dance.
She had
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
God damn.
They don't either. They really don't.
Damn it.
No,
They
they
put
don't.
Can't believe I didn't
Patrick Swayze
think
in
of
the
that.
ground, though.
Oh, it's like,
That's
why
too
you have
soon,
to make
bro.
it depressing?
That's too soon.
it was a
too
great
soon.
love story, and you ruined everything, Andrew. Go
Oh my
on with
God, you're
yours.
bringing it into this podcast too. All
Would
right.
it be like tactless for me to say his only love story now is with like worms that are eating his corpse?
Stop!
That's so fucked up.
Stop, Andrew. Don't
so
just
fucked up.
quit.
No,
That's
I'm
so fucked
sorry.
up.
I'm
So
not sorry though.
here's the list of movies I chose that have just great endings, and I'm going to let you know. Work down to my number 1 ending. So Inception had a good ending. The Departed had a crazy ending. There Will Be Blood had an amazing ending. Shawshank
Bring me my
Redemption had a
milkshake.
great ending. The Prestige had an awesome ending.
That it really did.
First Rocky had a great ending.
Rocky 4 had a great ending.
The Thing had a great ending.
I haven't seen it.
The old one or the new one?
The old one,
Okay.
the original one. And The Empire Strikes Back had a great ending. But the best ending to any movie ever is The Usual Suspects.
Also
Kaiser
pretty
Soze.
great, yeah.
Really good. Really, really good.
Lots
Who
of
i-
Kevin
who is
Spacey
Kaiser
in
Soze?
there.
Who is Kaiser
Who was
Soze?
Kaiser Soze?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
Kevin Spacey.
Just in real life. That's
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
That's the best. So Zach, you're gonna
You
have
kids
to
have fun. I gotta go. My son's shitting everywhere.
awesome.
Zach is gonna go clean
Turn off
up
your
shit.
microphone. Then it's just like yeah, right there.
Yeah.
We will catch you next time
Yeah, I'll see you later. Have fun.
You want your
All right.
papers?
We
so
will,
we're going to move on to the next question.
Well, we
What
should go back to number 4.
Is your favorite TV comedy?
Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Zach yelled Family Guy and then left the room.
All right. So Brian,
That's his exit. So all time, I'm old. Seinfeld.
that was going to be mine, but I figured
Yeah.
you would choose it, so I went with something.
I mean,
else.
when I have like a billion that I could have chosen, but that is my end result. The writing on that show is
God, you guys are old.
unparalleled.
yeah,
Fuck.
I remember watching Seinfeld live, like the night.
I do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy shit. I remember it being on really late at night on Fox way back when
Like
I was
on-
like 3,
on
and then it disappeared into
I remember
the
watching
oblivion.
that and Frasier and Cheers.
I never got into Frasier very much.
Holy
I like Frasier a lot.
shit.
I like, but Shelby, what do you got? Favorite TV comedy? Is it going to be like New Girl or something?
It is New Girl
And Zach's not here to defend it. I've never seen it.
and the
never seen it
IT
either.
crowd.
Also,
Okay,
that
I will
show's
say-
really
I
I
funny.
will take IT Crowd. That's really good.
Yeah.
I went with South Park. You know, it's been around.
Yeah.
Gross.
Gross.
That
No,
that
South
is my least favorite cinematic anything ever. I fucking hate South Park.
No, it's my favorite. I think it's
What about
so
shows
hilarious.
like According to Jim? Like that is
I
not
like According to Jim.
What? No, you don't. No one.
I do.
No one's ever watched
and
it.
Still standing.
I want to change my answer. I'm
still
changing my answer
standing.
because it just popped in my head. Favorite
thank
TV
God.
comedy of all time? Mystery Science Theater.
Oh
3000.
man, I'm
I've
on
never
board
seen
for that.
All right, that's my Mystery Science Theater. MST3K.
I just watched the Final Sacrifice. The other
Oh
day.
yeah, they have that on Netflix now. The Final Sacrifice
Yeah.
MST3K.
Zap
Oh, it's so
Rosdower.
good. Rosdower. All right, the sixth question. What is a movie that never got a sequel that should have? Brian?
Well, this is kind of in line with just what everyone says about it in general, but I'll say Serenity in a sense that there should have been more
Good call.
Firefly content.
I didn't think of that one, but that's a really good answer. That's really
Yeah.
good. Shelby?
Pretty Woman.
But things worked out for her in the end.
No, but in
Yeah,
the sequel they don't.
Oh!
I want to see what happens after, because he's still rich and she's still a ex-hooker. So I want to know because he's not just going to stop being a rich douchebag and like.
No, you don't just quit
5
that.
minutes.
Pretty Woman 2 prenup.
I was thinking they could call it Prettier Woman.
Prettier
or,
Woman.
And that's where he finds a pretty
he
woman.
leaves her for another hooker. No, but also I just love Julia Roberts, and I love that movie. It's a great love story.
The movie I was shocked never got a sequel was The Incredibles.
I was
That
very
movie-
surprised
Yeah.
about that. I liked that movie
was
too.
dripping with sequel, like, it had everything that would have been perfect. It even
And they
left
would have
you-
made money off it.
Yeah, they
I
need
think.
to get on that shit like right now. So, next question up. Who is the worst director ever?
Okay, there's an obvious answer, and I'm not taking it. I took another obvious answer, but I'm not going to take the most obvious answer.
I wonder if I
What's the
chose-
most obvious answer?
It may be the one I chose, so
So
let me
I'm going to
know.
instead choose Brett Ratner.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good.
He's such a pile of dog shit.
Yeah, that's for those people out there who don't know, just list off some movies Brett Ratner has done.
Okay, well, he tried to ruin Red Dragon. I believe he did, like...
I actually did like I did like Red Dragon though.
I liked part of it.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry, I
Bad
didn't-
Boys 8.
didn't he
If
do
there's
like
a-
Wrath of the Titan?
He did one of those
Yeah.
type of movies, and he's just very overwrought. Like, it's just, ugh,
Yeah.
really heavy-handed.
All right, Shelby.
Mine is actually one that most people find to be a great director. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, man.
I
Probably my
only
favorite
like
director.
I only like one of his movies. Snatch. I don't like
didn't
Reservoir
do
He
Dogs.
didn't do
Snatch.
Snatch.
Oh, well then I fucked that one up.
Yeah.
Then I don't like any of his movies.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah, I hate the Kill Bill movies. I don't like those at all.
I love them.
But I want to see. Were you going to say Michael Bay is the obvious
Yeah.
choice? I didn't. He's not my. U-Bowl is my number one worst director.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's the most obvious choice between U-Bowl or Michael Bay, but I had to go with U-Bowl because Michael Bay has actually put out some good movies.
And he at least has a good like visual eye. That's
Yeah.
something.
Like I was a fan of what was the newest movie he came out with Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson?
Pain and Gain.
Actually, I like that movie.
I kind of want to watch that.
It was actually really good. The Rock is really good.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He
He's
probably
also
gives
in the other guys.
some people the people's elbow.
No, I mean the movie The Rock with Sean Connery and Nick Cage. That was actually a really good movie. And Ed Harris.
That's where that Zeus's butthole Nicolas Cage line happened. I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Zeus's butthole. So the next question up: what is a movie that gave you nightmares? Brian.
Funny Games
Oh
was the
God,
answer to that.
movie's fucked up.
And I was not young either. I was like 24, and I was freaked out for a week.
I want to ask you a question: is the reason you got nightmares because of the remote control scene?
Well, that's pretty brutal. But the whole thing is just so unsettling. Actually, from the beginning, even though there was no reason for it to be, Michael Haneke, I don't know how you pronounce his name. It's not like that.
You're talking Michael Pitt?
No, the director.
Oh.
I don't.
He that's actually a
He's-
shot-for-shot remake
Yeah,
of the French.
which he also did.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
oh, interesting.
yeah.
I knew it was a shot-for-shot, but
Yeah, he directed both.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty. He has a really good way of creating tension in movies.
yeah, that's actually a really good. I would never have thought that one, but yeah.
Yeah.
Shelby, movie gave you nightmares.
None of them. Only because any movie that scared the shit out of me, I didn't sleep for like a week. The first one was Saw.
That was yeah.
I
The
didn't
first Saw
even
is
see the
good.
full. I didn't even see the full movie. I saw the part where she gets away, where she digs out the key
Oh yeah.
and unlocks herself and gets away. And I didn't sleep for like a week. I slept with my parents until I was like 12. I'm not gonna lie to you. And that movie, I didn't even feel safe with my parents.
Pretty much any of those Saw scenarios where they're like shed your skin to dig a key out of your eye to get. I would just die.
I would just.
If
die.
we're being honest, I'm not doing that.
Also, Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers
I'm
Creepers.
not gonna lie, that
fucked
movie scared
me
the shit
up.
out
I
of
never
me.
saw it. I never
Don't see it. You're not safe anywhere. The police
I don't
can't
know
save
why
you
because it's a stupid ass movie, but it still scared the shit out of me.
because nobody can save you from him.
Yeah.
You're not safe with the cops. You're not safe with anybody anywhere. He'll find you.
What about Nicolas Cage? Are you safe with Nicolas Cage?
Probably not, honestly.
Well, I don't know.
Actually,
He did
Nicolas Cage
Season of
could
the
be
Witch.
the.
I mean, come on.
Actually, Nick Cage could be the creeper. You know?
Yeah,
Oh.
he could be.
The movie I chose is, my parents would attest to this, the movie that scared me more than any other and gave me nightmares for years. I mean, like, a long ass, that was the Child's Play series.
Oh man,
I
you know
haven't
I've
seen
never seen a full one of those.
I don't think I have either because I was too scared as a kid. Chucky scared the shit out of me. Like, I don't honestly think I can think of
Isn't he
anything that's
supposed to
more
be-
crippling to my childhood than
Isn't
Child's
he
Play.
supposed to be? Isn't that supposed to be like a funny, scary movie though?
No.
I think
I thought-
they got that way though.
Yeah, I
with,
thought
like
Chucky
Bride
was
of
supposed
Chucky
to-
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Bride of
But I'm
Chucky.
Yeah,
talking
I-
like the original Child's Play.
Okay,
and
well, I'm
Child's
not
Play
that
2.
old.
Yeah, that's true.
Touche.
All right, the next question up: who is the most overrated actor? I think Brian and I may have chosen the
Johnny
same
Depp.
person. Yes, we both chose Johnny Depp.
I can describe Johnny Depp with ASL, American Sign Language,
Yeah,
because I did it for class.
I don't think that would work on a podcast, but
No, you're right. it
Not
wouldn't.
until our technology improves.
yeah, he is ridiculously overrated.
Lots of talent.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think I blame what's his face?
Tim
Dumbass.
Burton?
Tim Burton.
yeah.
They're best friends.
Yeah, good for them. That doesn't help the fact that he ruins Johnny Depp's acting abilities with awful scenes.
Doesn't give him anything to do. He's just so over the top all the
Oh
time.
my god.
Yeah.
I'm like so out of agreement.
He does. I'm not saying he does bad or he does not do good movies because he does.
His roles in Tim Burton
his
are
original
great too.
like the first Captain Jack Sparrow was amazing.
Yeah,
The
it was-
first,
yeah.
he did. Wasn't it? No, honestly, I can't think of many Tim Burton or
God, you guys
Johnny
make me
Depp
need to
movies.
smoke.
So, Shelby, what do you got?
Bradley Cooper and Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt is amazing.
Bradley Cooper and Bradley Pitts.
I-
Bradley Pitt's. God, that was funny.
That's still
that
funny.
whole thing.
No, Bradley Cooper annoys me. He has a nice ass, but that's about it. I don't like any characters that he plays. I don't really care for his face at all either.
I don't mind you saying Bradley Cooper, but
And
Brad Pitt,
Brad Pitt,
that's crossing the line.
I don't like most of his movies. I don't find him attractive.
He's so dreamy.
No, not at all. Not at all. The only movie that I find him attractive in is Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and it's because they're beating the shit out of each other. Which
he was
we-
hot in Troy.
No, he wasn't.
The river runs through it.
River runs through it.
No,
What was the movie? He had
still
the
not.
really long hair. That was
Legend of the Falls.
Legend of the
no,
Falls.
Legend of the
no, he
Fall.
still wasn't pretty in that.
Meet Joe Black.
Benjamin Button.
Meet Joe Black. He was attractive in that, but only because he had that eerie.
I'm just like saying movies just
Fight
to see if
Club.
we get a reaction.
Fight Club.
I like Fight Club. I still don't like him in it. I like Edward Norton.
Actually, AFC. I think it was AFC. They did a ranking of the most popular movie characters, and Tyler Durden was number 1.
That's weird. I would not have guessed that.
Number 2 was Darth Vader.
I would guess that more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I went with Johnny Depp as well. So the next question up: what season is better for movies?
Do you mean watching, or do you mean coming out in theaters?
I'm assuming it's
Type.
coming out.
That's
in theaters.
how I took it.
Coming out in theaters.
Okay,
'cause-
was
I
this
don't
Zach's
know.
question?
Yeah, because summer you get more blockbusters, and the fall and winter you get more like award films, like films that are going to be up for like Oscar and Golden Globes and stuff like
Okay.
that. So it's pretty much, do you prefer blockbusters
Or like dramatic stuff.
performance?
Which I'm all dramatic stuff all the way. I'm not a blockbuster action guy really. So winter is what I said.
I said summer for coming out in theaters. I just like they seem to come out like this.
They do.
Just like one after another. But I picked winter for watching movies because I hate the snow and the cold and everything involved with winter. So I'd like to stay home and inside
Yeah.
in the warmth and watching movies. And that's it.
I actually did choose the summer as well. While I do love like the movies, that's really my favorite movies come out in the winter. But the summer is the chance I get to turn off my brain. There's no school, and I get to go and watch a movie where I don't have to think. I just watch big explosions and cool, funny lines. So I did go with summer, but it was, it's a really good question. It really is. And leading into that, what is your favorite genre for films?
I guess I would say like suspense.
Yeah.
I don't know how to really say, it's because it's pretty broad, but I like suspenseful stuff, like things with kind of noir elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mystery, sort of.
Really talky movies. I like really talky movies.
I bet you guys can't guess mine.
Comedy, love dramas.
Yeah, romantic comedies.
Rom-coms.
Anything with a great love story.
Yep.
Wait, I forgot to say blaxploitation.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Undercover Brother. I chose the mysteries too, but I'm also a huge fan of inspirational movies. I'm a sucker for those.
I am
things.
not. Yeah,
Really? Like the Rocky movies.
My cynicism is too let loose.
I'm also, obviously, run a podcast. I'm a huge sci-fi nerd fan.
Yeah, I am
So,
too.
Like the Marvel superheroes, you go to like, from that all the way to Predator, Aliens, I'll watch those. I'll watch Star Wars, Star Trek, all those movies. I love all those. So I think I would actually go with that over mystery. So the next question up, what is a girly romantic comedy you actually like?
Okay.
This question's mainly for you guys.
It's
'cause I
time-
like them all.
So for you, just list your favorite then.
It's, time for me to say Adventureland again.
Adventureland.
Or Safety Not Guaranteed, if that counts.
Oh, it's so good.
The movie's really good.
It's really good. So Shelby, what's your favorite rom-com?
Oh, I don't have one. I really love them all. I love 27 Dresses.
Is it
I
When
love
Harry
The
Met
Ugly
Sally?
Truth. I love When Harry Met Sally. I just love all romantic comedies. Old, new, B, shitty, independent movie, whatever. I just really love romantic comedies. Anything that gives me like the tingles and the butterflies and my heart drops when they kiss type
I'm
things.
always like, I'm divorced. I'm always like, that's not right. That's not accurate.
That's not right.
like, that's,
That marriage is a sham. They're faking
that's
it.
not going to work out.
The Proposal. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. Oh my god.
The
Such
movie
great
I
movie.
chose is not really girly, but it is definitely a rom-com, and that's 500 Days of Summer.
I almost put that down too. I like.
Did you really?
Movie. Yeah,
I haven't even seen that one.
it's good.
It shows you the good and the bad of a relationship. And yeah, I think it's Zooey Deschanel, isn't it?
Yeah,
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and
Are they the love story? I
Yeah.
have to see it. I love them both so much.
It's right up there. Grab it and watch District 9 before you watch 500 Days of Summer.
Okay, I will. I'm so excited.
watch those
now.
back to back.
Yeah, back to back. Well, she said she's never seen District 9. I'm like, you have to see that movie. So, but yeah, watch 500
I'm
Days
so
of Summer.
excited for this weekend.
It's gonna be good. Yeah, 500 Days of Summer. I love that movie. And I don't know if would you count that as girly? I don't think it really is.
It's a romantic comedy for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, same
I'll
with the
t-
ones I said.
I'll let you
really.
know. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back to us on that.
The next question up: what movie, if any, have influenced or inspired an action you've taken in your own life?
I couldn't really come up with a good answer to this question, so I'll simply say that I watched Rounders and I wanted to play poker more after that.
Yeah.
That's all I can really.
Yeah.
I actually picked this question because I thought of Andrew's lists and it made me think of High Fidelity.
Oh yeah.
But mine was The Color Purple.
You're not black.
No, but it said don't let a man run over you. Love yourself. Stand up for yourself.
Get a talk show.
I
Get
chose.
it?
Yeah.
I chose Roots. No. I just chose
No.
documentaries because I think a documentary will inspire me to do something more than a movie will. So I don't know if I could think of any off the top of my head. I'm not going to like tightrope or anything, but Man on Wire is very inspirational. Other movies like The 30 for 30s. I watched
Yeah,
the
so
shit
many
out
of those
those.
are so good.
Into the Wind. Did you ever see that one?
Uh-uh.
I think his name's Matthew Fox. I know his last name's Fox. He's the
That's
Canadian.
the guy that played Jack on Lost.
Oh yeah. Well,
Matthew Fox.
his last name's Fox. I do know that.
yeah.
God damn it! It is Matthew
Yeah.
Fox. But he was a long distance runner, and he got cancer in his leg, and they had to amputate his leg. And he said, "This is not going to stop me. I'm going to run across."
Oh, yeah,
the
I saw the
entire
promo
country
for that,
of
actually.
Canada. I'm going to
Yeah.
run across the entire country of Canada, and that's an entire documentary about him doing that. Oh, it was sad as shit. Speaking of sad as shit documentaries, I watched Undefeated last night. I cried for a good hour and a half.
Really?
One of the saddest
Oh,
things.
Andrew.
It won 2011, I think, the Oscar for Best Documentary about an inner city football team and how they struggle to make it through the year. Sad as shit.
I'm gonna have to watch that with you just to see you cry. I just-
Oh, you watch anything with me. Okay, you would talk about movies that make me cry. Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah, we'll start with you on this.
What is your favorite
yeah.
animal movie? Homeward Bound. I cry my eyes out.
I knew you were gonna pick that one.
Whenever Shadow falls in the hole and he can't get out, I was really sad. I didn't cry then, but at the very end when he comes over the hill and then he sees Peter and he's like, "I missed you so," and I'm like, "Yeah, you did." And it's
Yeah,
like,
you did.
That's right, you missed him.
yeah, and because Peter's like, "Oh, it was too far of a journey. He couldn't make it. He was too old. He was too old." And then he comes limping over the hilltop, and then that dramatic move. Oh, I cried.
You sound like you're about to cry now.
I was getting close.
Crying.
thinking
Broken
about
up.
it.
What was yours?
Mine is a movie from 1973 called Night of the Lepus. And what happens in Night of the Lepus is there's a peaceful town, and there's some rabbits that come into the town. And they start eating everyone.
Okay.
So you cried for a different reason.
It's
Oh my god, I remember
really,
this movie.
It's really entertaining.
I remember this movie.
Yeah,
Holy shit, how did I forget?
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you cry? Oh, it's your favorite, didn't
No,
it?
there was
Yeah,
no
I've already
crying.
heard about it.
Yeah, the crying is all your thing right now. That's
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 just
a trend.
I do remember. I believe.
Night of the Lepus,
Mine's Robin Hood and the Jungle Book.
the Jungle Book.
Oh yeah.
I loved the Jungle Book when I was
Obviously,
They're
the
coming out with a new
Disney's Robin Hood,
a kid. I probably won't
not
see it.
Andy
live
Serkis
Robin Hood.
is
Maybe I will
directing
then.
it.
That's weird.
It's going to be a stop motion, and also they're making two of them right now. John Favreau is making one as well. So,
That's really weird.
the kid from Bad Words.
Oh yeah,
He's going to be the little
He's gonna
Indian
be
kid. He's going to be
Mowgli.
Mowgli. So
But-
I don't know when this podcast is going to come out, but hopefully that news is still relevant.
But obviously, the Disney's Robin Hood, not
not
live Robin Hood.
not
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, or
an
Kevin
animal
Costner. Can't forget Kevin
Oh my
Costner and
God.
Morgan Freeman.
But I had forgotten that. until you
and
said it.
Christian Slater.
That guy.
Okay, the next question up. Who is your favorite movie character of all time?
This is really hard.
It was really hard, but there were a lot, but there was only one definitive answer for me. So, what do you got, Brian?
Man. So what I ended up writing down was Walter from The Big Lebowski. Due to the sheer...
Shut the fuck up, Don.
It's like John Goodman in his purest form.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted to go maybe with not like the most fascinating character, but one that was entertaining enough that I could continue to watch that character just react to things, and it would be amusing to me.
He should have had his own movie.
He did really
Yeah.
good in the Red State.
I want to see that. I really do.
It's really
Isn't that a
fucked
Kevin
up. Kevin Smith?
Smith movie?
Yeah, and it was his first serious movie ever. It was also the first movie that he made after he started smoking a lot of weed. So, and it's about the Westboro Baptist Church and everything that's going on there.
Speaking of Kevin Smith, I really want to see Tusk still.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah. All right. So, what do
My
you choose?
favorite character is Weeza from Steel Magnolias. She's just a cranky old lady. She's, who's been in a bad mood for the last 40 years. And one of her lines that really cracks me up, my mom says it all the time about how old ladies, wear ugly hats and ugly clothes. And, she doesn't make the rules. She was like, I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't make the rules.
I am incredibly cliched with my answer, but I had to go with James Bond. James Bond. I've been
Obviously, it's an endearing character. I mean,
I've
they've
been
made it for 50
a
years.
fan of James Bond, all of them, even Lazenby.
Even Lazenby.
You got 5 of them: Connery, Roger Moore, George Lazenby, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and
then
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan is so handsome. Oh my god.
He is very, very charming.
I watched
Oh,
GoldenEye
yeah,
a
he
few
is.
weeks ago again.
Love that
good, isn't it?
smile.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't think everybody has their favorite, and most of the time it's Sean Connery. Besides Sean Connery, I think Roger Moore was my favorite James Bond.
Pierce Brosnan. It's beautiful.
See, Pierce Brosnan was only good in one of the James Bond movies, and that was
See, I don't
GoldenEye.
even watch the James
Yeah.
Bond movies, but he's beautiful.
Timothy Dalton was actually really good. He did a grittier, darker version of James Bond that a lot of people didn't.
What about Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig is fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's pretty
Oh,
great.
he's so goddamn good.
He's also really good in the Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah, he is.
He was. He's also good in Layer Cake.
Isn't the A with a 4 or something
Huh?
in that movie? The movie's logo, isn't the A a 4?
It may be, yeah.
And then I remember, yeah.
Okay, so the next question up: what is your favorite miniseries, Brian?
This is kind of cheating, but not really. The True Detective, because that's
Well,
a
it originally
standalone
was gonna be a
thing.
miniseries.
Yeah, that's what I went with because I loved it.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly defines a miniseries?
It can only have one.
Like
it's sort of
one
like a
story
TV
arc.
Yeah, one story, like one TV, like one season, and then it ends.
Okay, yep, then mine's right.
Okay, what did you choose?
Freaks and Geeks.
No, that was a TV
I don't.
show.
It was a
No, it
series
was-
though.
it was,
but it was great.
It was one season long and they cut it off.
Well, it was gonna be. We'll let you choose.
No,
it's
they-
great though.
They ran out of money, so they ended it to where they could make another one if they wanted to, but they decided not to.
There was actually a story in the news. I know this is not what you do for a filler podcast. You don't give out news segments, but Seth Rogen went online and he called out the producer of the show who cut it off. He's like, "This show would have been one of the best ever, but you gave up on it too quickly." And the producer guy was like, "Well, I don't appreciate you calling me out like this, but I think it could have been something good too. I just didn't see it at the time."
Yeah, I
that was
loved
Seth Rogen's first role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all of theirs. James Franco.
No, it wasn't James Franco's first role, and it wasn't Jason Skull's first
well, it was
role.
one of their.
It was.
One of their.
I know it was Seth Rogen's first role for sure, but
probably-
looking it up, James Franco had been in other things first, but it was probably his first
The big
prominent
springboard.
one.
Yeah. I went with Generation Kill.
Well, I haven't seen that.
Really? Do you have a Blu-ray player?
I do.
We're going to fix that. It's the true story of the invasion of the first recon Marines into Iraq. And cool thing about this is stars Skarsgård. He's the main guy in it.
Of course it does.
Yeah, it's HBO, so. But the cool thing is, they like half of the actors in this are the real recon Marines that live this story.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and they actually do a really good job of acting. Like the stories it's told from the perspective of this Rolling Stones journalist who was deployed with this group, and it's their story of leaving from the base and their travels all the way through Iraq, like the fucked up things they saw along the way,
Yeah.
and it's his retelling of it. And half of the actors are the recon Marines that were in this group. And also, my favorite road trip movie. I don't know if it's really a movie, but if out of all of them, yeah, Generation Kill. So fucking good.
I will watch that.
It's right down there next to Godzilla in the Blu-ray section.
There's a specific Blu-ray section. in
Yes.
there? That's awesome.
DVDs, Blu-rays, and then video games. That's
Hey, you're going to need a second one.
Yep. So, the next question up, what is the best scene in a bad movie?
This came to mind like automatically for me, and I don't know why, but it's the robbery scene kind of in the intro to the Brad Pitt movie Killing Them Softly.
I never saw that movie. I heard it was pretty bad. So
It wasn't, it was not very good, but I thought it was going to be because the first scene in the movie is awesome. And then that's 10 minutes, and then there's another 2 hours that is shit. So, yeah.
So just skip it.
Yeah,
just saw that. Just see the opening scene, and then you're done.
And then be done with it. But then you'll be like, well, he's probably wrong, and you'll continue to watch the movie, but then you won't like it.
We agree most of the time on our movie stuff. So, Shelby,
Mine was a scene from Moonstruck with Nicolas Cage and Cher, where he goes, "You can't, you can't marry someone else. I love you," and she's like, "Well, snap out of it." And
I remember
so it was pretty
Moonstruck.
great.
Nicolas
Also,
Cage
the kitchen
and
scene.
Cher.
The kitchen scene when she's like, "A wolf without a foot," and he's like, "A bride without a head."
I've seen that movie, but I don't remember it very well.
All I remember is
funny.
Nick Cage had a mustache.
Nicolas Cage has a really bad voice in that movie, kind of like in Peggy Sue Got Married. Just terrible voice.
The best scene in a bad movie I chose is from the movie White Chicks. And it's whenever Terry Crews is dancing to Vanessa Carlton in his car.
I love White Chicks.
Hate that movie so much, but whenever he
suck.
starts singing, "If I could fall into the sky."
What about the farting contest?
No.
No?
Fucking dumb movie. But
You-
that
you
scene
didn't
where he
find that
starts
funny?
dancing to Vanessa Carlton, I laughed. I thought it was really funny.
I like Terry Crews.
Yeah. He's
fantastic on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, he is. God, that's
Everyone is, though.
Yeah. The next question, even Andy
Samberg.
Andy Samberg is really funny.
He's almost toned down for him, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little less...
Yeah. Where did
Less
your love
notes.
of movies and TV come from?
My answer, probably my dad, who just kind of sat around and watched movies on the weekends.
Yeah.
He was a police officer, and then when he wasn't working, holy shit was he not working. Like, it was either... It was one of two things. He was working, which he did a lot, or he was literally just sitting around shirtless watching movies.
Yep.
That's all he did.
Yep. I think I met your dad once or twice.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably at the bowling alley.
Yeah, at the bowling alley. Shelby?
I had never really been into movies or TV at all until my mom came to pick me up from my aunt's, who was babysitting me. She runs like a little daycare. And when she went to pick me up, I was watching the end of Pocahontas, and I was like, "Bye, Pocus. Bye, Pocus." And my mom thought my reaction was so cute that she went out and bought me every Disney movie that had come out from that point, and ever since then, I've just been big into movies. And that's why I have a special place for Disney movies, because that's where it all started.
Yeah, that's kind of why I have my, like, Star Wars Indiana Jones affinity. Because my dad would literally, at, like, age 4 or 5, be like, "Yeah, you can watch it." Like he just like forewarned me. That was like his way of my mom not murdering him.
Beware.
Yeah.
People will get their faces melted at the end of this movie.
In Temple of Doom, he literally was like, "You might not want to." I think I was like 5. It's one of my first memories. You might not want to watch it because one guy's going to reach into the other man's chest and rip out his heart.
That's such a positive way of saying it.
This is how I ended up this way.
Did you go, spoiler, Dad? God. What I chose is with my dad. I think everything comes from your parents, you know.
Yeah,
they bring it
really.
Down to you. But for me, it was my dad and I on the weekends. We would sit down and we would watch the Mystery Science Theaters as they came on. Comedy
Man,
Central.
on Saturdays
Yeah.
I remember when they were on Saturdays.
You know what I realized the other day? Because we used to record Mystery Science Theater on VHS and then rewatch them. I was rewatching some the other day, and it had the commercials and everything. Do you know who I forgot the announcer for Comedy Central was? Teller from Penn and Teller.
Oh, you're right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that guy sounds... That's fucking Teller, dude. And then he became a magician. So, next question up. And this is actually one of my favorite questions that we're going to ask. What is your favorite documentary?
Oh, yeah, this was kind of difficult. So I'm going with one that I just sentimentally liked, which was Best Worst Movie, which is a documentary like catching up with the like how everything happened and the aftermath and the actors' lives from the movie Troll 2. But it's funny, but it's
Eating her, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god!
it's really funny, but it's also like weirdly affecting because of all the people that were in it, and a lot of them had careers, but a lot of them were like just trying to get into something creative, and then it turned out to be that.
Yeah.
But it's a really good documentary.
Shelby.
Mine is H.H. Holmes, about the serial killer in H.H. Holmes.
I haven't seen that. I would like to, though.
It's about a serial killer, the serial killer, who would take people from Chicago's World Fair, and he was way back in like the 19th century, and he would offer them to stay at his hotel, which was actually a giant torture house, pretty much. Like, there were actual rooms that he would rent out to people, and then there were pipes that would go into their room, and he would lock them in their rooms and then turn on the gas.
Man.
And kill them that way. And then there were secret parts in the walls, so that way instead of carrying them all the way downstairs, he could just slide them down a chute in the wall. And then down in the basement, he would torture them and do things like, he was one of the first guys to use the stretchy crank pull thing. And then he would sell their bodies and skeletons to doctors and medical
that's horrifying.
schools.
This is before, you have to realize though that before like 1991, you could just murder someone if you wanted to, and then if someone asked you, you could just be like, no, I didn't do it. And they're like, okay.
Well, also the thing
Yeah, the whole
is he
DNA thing really helped out a lot.
not to mention a lot of people would go to the Chicago's World Fair and just disappear, and that would be it. Like, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
And nobody even suspected him for the longest time until he went on a run. He was really, really smart and really creepy.
Kind of murdery too.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He had an assistant for a while until he ended up killing that guy too. He's really, really, really awesome, actually.
The documentary that I chose, it actually just came out last year. I was going to choose like one of the 30 for 30s because they're like my favorite set of documentaries. I love watching those because I'm a big sports documentary person. But the documentary that I chose came out in 2013. It's called Blackfish. Have any of you seen it? Mm-mm. It's the story...
Is this Game of Thrones related at all?
No. It's a documentary about SeaWorld. And they have a killer whale there. It's one of the.
I read about that.
It's called, the name of the killer whale is Tilikum.
I read about Tilikum, and they have a female one that's starting to get aggressive too.
It's killer whale has killed 3 trainers at SeaWorld, and it goes into depth about the harsh, evil conditions that these corporations like SeaWorld keep these killer whales in.
Yeah.
There's never been a recorded death of someone by a killer whale in the wild. It's only whenever they capture them and they put them in these cages and stuff that they kill people.
Well, it's because they have incredibly low nourishment and everything.
Yeah.
Like they can't help but to get aggressive.
Yeah, that
It'd
would
be
make
kind-
anyone aggressive.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
fighter dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever seen in my life. It's on
oh my
Netflix,
God.
so I recommend.
See, I didn't watch it,
Everybody
but I
watch
did read
this.
about it.
This is the documentary that changed the way. Like, that's what documentaries are supposed to do. They're supposed to change the way you look at certain things.
But that
And-
did not change SeaWorld.
No,
Or
no,
Sealand.
SeaWorld's the same, but it changed the way I look at SeaWorld because, you know, as a kid you see SeaWorld, you see Shamu and stuff, they do the splashing and the dolphins jump and everything like that, and it seems cool, but you don't think about what goes on behind the closed doors. You don't think about that stuff, and that's a thing that this documentary does a really good job of opening your eyes to the horrible conditions that these animals are kept in. And for me, that's why...
To be
I
fair,
chose this
one of the
one.
people that got killed just fell in, and then Tilikum dragged him to the bottom, and
Well,
then all
that's
three
not
of
fair at
and then
all.
all three of the killer whales tore him apart.
Yeah. Well, they say that Tilikum was assaulted by the other whales, like he wasn't
Yeah.
accepted.
Yeah.
And the other whales would bite him, and if you look
Well-
at Tilikum, he has scars all over his body from where the other
He
whales
also
try and kill
has
him.
he also has like no teeth
Yeah.
anymore because he wore them all down. And in about the other whales teasing him and stuff, like if he didn't do the tricks, then none of them would get fed. If he didn't
Yeah.
do the tricks when the trainer said
Like
do
right
the
when they
tricks,
wanted him to, yeah.
then they wouldn't feed any three of the whales, and then the other two whales would be pissed at him,
Yeah.
basically.
You do not want to piss off a whale.
No, it's very sad. And then there's one now, even after Tilikum, there's a female killer whale that started like jumping up on like where the audience is. Like
Yeah.
she pushed herself up there, and then actually some children pet her and stuff. She didn't bite any of them, but she could have. That could have been really dangerous because that's a sign of an aggressive whale.
The crazy thing is Tilikum is still there. It's still a whale that they use in shows and stuff. They
He's the
haven't-
one. He's the oldest one there.
Yeah.
That's
been there
weird.
the
Yeah.
longest.
Killed 3 people and it's still there. I'm not saying it's the whale's fault. I'm saying it's SeaWorld's
Yeah, it's
fault.
definitely
for the
SeaWorld's fault.
But
He also
Blackfish,
has a
one word. Go on Netflix and watch it.
That's
I highly
way more
He
than
also
one
has
word.
a collapsed.
That's way more than one word.
Blackfish?
He also
Oh,
has,
you're saying the title. I thought you were going to say like one word about Blackfish, and then you said all of that.
No. Blackfish, one word.
All
Look
one
it up
word.
on-
Okay, I
yeah,
got
all
you.
one word.
Yeah,
Look it up
black-
on Netflix.
he also has a
Blackfish.
collapsed dorsal fin.
Yeah.
Which is a sign of a.
Yeah.
They never see collapsed dorsal fins in the wild.
Yeah.
It's from
Yeah, it wouldn't
malnourishment
happen.
and stuff.
Yeah. So the last question, number 20 on our list. What is your favorite Easter egg in a movie? I knew a few, but I looked up online to see if I could find some others, and I found one that is ridiculously cool. So,
Is it the one you talked about earlier?
no.
Okay.
Okay, the one I decided to go with was after the car crash in Fight Club when Edward Norton gets out of the passenger side of the vehicle instead of the driver's side
Oh, yeah.
is what I chose because that's one of the little things they give you throughout where you could theoretically
Yeah.
know what was going on. But I always thought that was really cool because it's just not at all obvious and you wouldn't think about it or ever notice it on the first time through.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and steal. I couldn't figure one out earlier, not really. So I'm going to go ahead and steal what you said earlier about how in Toy Story 3, or I guess Jessie comes into play in Toy Story 2,
Yeah.
that that the girl that got rid of her was Andy's mom. That's
Yeah.
just sad and depressing and
It
blew
really
my
is.
mind.
Yeah.
And,
And then she got given away
Oh my
again by the
God.
same family.
Yeah.
But to
Bunch
be
of
fair,
assholes.
she was given away. The first time she was given away, she wasn't really given away. She was like abandoned.
Well, here, the thing with that is, I'll go into a little detail. You know how
Thank you.
Andy always wore that cowboy hat with the lacing through and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed that's a girly hat?
I didn't notice.
Well, if you whenever they do Jesse's flashback and stuff,
Jesse's matching hat.
yeah, it's Jesse's hat.
Oh my god!
So whenever Jesse does the flashback, you'll see that exact same hat in the little girl's room. It's because it was because Andy's mom gave it to
Oh
Andy.
my god, and why would she buy Andy Woody if she can't even keep Jesse? What the hell?
She's deranged.
Yeah.
This bitch crazy.
So here's an Easter egg. I don't know if you guys know this, but you've both seen Fight Club, right? And mine's another Fight Club one. In every scene in Fight Club, or at least 95% of the scenes in Fight Club, there's a Starbucks cup hidden somewhere on set.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's
If
really
you-
funny.
If you go back and you watch it, every single, like almost every single shot, you'll see a Starbucks cup somewhere.
Starbucks is pretty great.
And here's another just really quick one. In Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, whenever he ascends down into the snake pit, there's like all those hieroglyphs on the wall, like behind him. One of the hieroglyphs, you can zoom in, you'll see that it's R2-D2 and C-3PO.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any other questions off the top of your head that you want to ask?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, well, we're right at pretty close to an hour, so I guess we could just wrap it up here. Thank you guys for listening to this filler podcast. We don't know when this one will come out. Hopefully it'll make it past a week of recording this.
Hopefully it'll be like at a time when any time-sensitive stuff that we happen to mention is still pertinent.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian
exactly.
and
But
Zach
not-
ever get their shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will be gone the next 2 weeks for work.
Wait, we have, I think, the three
Right.
of us, Zach, Shelby.
Yeah,
and I
if
can do it.
everybody-
Okay.
But
I think we can get along without you.
Oh, I'm just gonna. What are we looking at time here? I've got an annoying thing to say that might as well be
we
recorded.
have 5 minutes.
Okay.
It might as well be recorded.
Yeah, so I have to go to St. Louis for work to work in a hospital, like in their records thing, getting their shit together, basically. So
Fight that Ebola.
yeah. So before I can go there, they're like, "You have to go to a doctor," and I was like, "Why?" And at first, what they told me is, "Well, we just need to do like a physical, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
Don't have any idea why. I was like, "Okay, fine." So I thought that was all that was going to be. Nope, sure wasn't. I also had to get a flu shot, a tuberculosis test, and they took 2 vials of my blood
Yeah.
for like,
Ebola
Work.
testing?
who fucking knows?
I had to get some
It was
blood
awful.
taken 2 days ago. I still got a little bit of a dot on my hand or my arm.
Facebook is trying to get me to donate to stop Ebola.
Yeah, Facebook can go fuck
Yeah,
itself.
Facebook has never successfully gotten me to donate to anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up right there then. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this filler podcast. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, you can find us at @C_it_podcast. You can find us at /the See It Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at /See It Podcast. Thank you to Podomatic for giving out the content that gets directly to iTunes. Brian, plug away at your baseball podcast.
I will. We are the Backup Catcher. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on iTunes or on Stangraphs.com.
Excellent. Well, to all of those who listened today, thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out!
Yeah!
Later.